So,
What is?
So loud.
so you're both trainers, not experts. Trainers.
No.
So, okay,
Chatters, really.
you deaf oh, shit.
Chat a lot.
So I'm coming to you as Tej, who I am obviously, and I'm like, okay, I've got 0 passive income a month at the moment.
Yep.
What's so funny?
You ask the question.
I've got 0 passive income a month. How do I get to 10,000? And action. Nice. So
What is?
So loud.
So you're both trainers, not experts. Trainers.
No.
So okay,
Chatters, really.
you deaf oh, shit.
Chat a lot.
So I'm coming to you as Tej, who I am obviously, and I'm like, okay, I've got 0 passive income a month at the moment.
Yep.
What's so funny?
You ask the question.
I've got 0 passive income a month. How do I get to 10,000, which is a nice round number?
10,000 a month.
Let's talk more walk. Sorry, that was my thing.
Okay.
Nice.
Cut. Sorry.
Nice.
End of good advice, everyone. Yep, very practical. Implement that today. For James, someone who's probably more
Tej
practical and
walks.
sensible.
Walks. Oh, that could be like the next series, bro.
We'll do a little vlog with
Series
you. We'll
2.
go out with you and close deals with you.
Shut up.
Tej walks.
That's gonna be the
That's
vlog,
sick.
bro.
Stop the talking, start the walking.
Nice.
That'll be jokes,
That
bro.
is.
Tej walks.
So,
So
what do
should
you want?
we-
Do you want strategic advice or do you want?
Everything. I'm coming to you like a noob. I'm like not a noob. It's me. I'm asking you as Tej.
Okay.
I want to go from 0 to 10 grand a month. I don't have a time frame. I want to know what is realistic.
Yeah.
Because when I get to 10 grand a month, I'm happy and I've got other business ideas I can implement. Blah blah whatever. But I want to get 10 grand. I'm cool.
Okay. Do you have a strategy to do it?
So my strategy is a buy-to-let or a couple. The first one is for lenders, just to be like, I'm an adult, please trust me with more products. Essentially, after that, it's probably a couple more buy-to-lets just to have really basic vanilla income that's kind of secure.
Yeah.
Then thinking of a couple of HMOs, but for me, my vision was a block of flats because it's like a HMO in that you have a kind of high income stream, but it's less hassle because you have individual humans, not humans in one area fighting over the milk. So my ideal was a few buy-to-lets, a few HMOs, just building kind of security and diversity, and then to have blocks of flats. Land is great and it works, obviously, and it makes loads of money. I'm just not really interested. I'm more interested in commercially converting something. The kind of Grand Designs guy comes out now. So I'd love to do a couple of those. But for me, in my head, that is what I see the strategy as. Again, it's not set in stone. And so from that's
Cool.
my answer.
So my next 2 questions are: how much capital have you got? How much time do you want to put in to acquire? And then how much time you want to put in to manage?
Sure. So capital of my own, I would say as of, if this deal goes through, I should have about 60 grand in cash of my own. I'll have 50 grand from a family member with pretty much no interest. I will give interest, but it's no interest. I have an investor who did have 40 grand, but he had to use it for something else. So there was potentially that. But let's just call it 60 and 50 is guaranteed I have this.
You've got 110 bags. Cool. So technically you need to be making 105, 110% ROI on that to make it 10 grand a month.
Okay.
Okay. So then what I would say is like, well, what sort of ROIs are you looking at as a target?
So on the buy-to-let, I was looking at, it depends on the revaluation, but it's anywhere from a 25% return on cash left in to an infinity, or realistically 63%.
Okay. So take worst case, 25%
Worst case,
ROI.
25%, yeah.
So what you got to do is divide,
480 grand.
there you go.
You need to raise 480
Go
grand.
through the calculation. So
Sorry.
10 grand a month, 10 grand a month times 12.
Okay.
It's 120 grand a year. Let's assume gross rather than net.
Show them on the calculator.
120 grand a year. There you go. Your phone looks slightly less battered than mine. So
Okay.
120 grand a year.
Okay.
You divide that by your ROI. That's how much capital you need deployed.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, yeah.
now, if you don't have 480 grand, you're going to have to give whoever you're borrowing that 480 grand from, you're going to have to give them a return on investment.
Absolutely.
So let's say you give them 10%.
Mm-hmm.
So if you now do it divided by 15%, you'll work out exactly how much.
Well, let's say you're raising all of that.
Yeah.
Okay. So 120 grand. Now you need to clear 35% if you give someone 10%.
Okay, yeah, fine.
Yeah. So divided by 35%. That doesn't make sense.
Wait, no, you've done it the wrong way around. It's divided by 15%.
Divided by 15.
Oh, because that's what he's going to have left, isn't it?
Yeah.
800 grand.
800 grand. So you need to raise 800 grand to hit your goal.
Okay.
So the reason why I wanted to find out what strategies you were using is because if you said I want to hit 10 grand a month in 2 years doing buy to let, you're going to have to buy a lot of deals. If you assume, say, £200 cash flow per deal into 10 grand, what's that, 50 units?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
50 units in 2 years. You can do it if you buy portfolios,
Mm-hmm.
but that needs to be your acquisition strategy. There's no point going to estate agent and going, I want to buy a house, I want to buy another one and buying one at a time. You're never going to hit that goal. But if
okay.
you're buying portfolios, you can hit it no problem.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So do you have a strategy to raise 800 grand?
I think once I have the first property under my belt, that in itself is a marketing tool that I can show people, look, I can do it, I've done it, I'm investable. I know people do it without that, I totally get that. But I guess maybe for me to back myself even more, and because I would really probably only invest in someone who has done it, I just want to have this to say, look, I can do it, trust me with your money.
So I'm going to do a thing where it's closing walls down then.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's say you bagged your first deal, it's refinanced, you've made the money. Where are you going to find 800 grand?
Oh no, sorry. So I would, through marketing, through personal branding is my, I guess, aim in terms of I would be sharing the deals, talking about it, networking. I guess doing what you guys have done back in the day to get this source of money, and not just networking at property events, but I guess just using something like LinkedIn, for example, where you can search for a CEO, a CTO who earns a certain amount of money, would be shifting the brand slightly to be like, I can work with non-property investors who have money sitting in the bank doing nothing, the usual kind of story, and help them raise it. And why are they going to work with me? Because of me. There's no other reason. I'm offering the same returns, they're all in a similar sort of projects, but I am different to Tom, Dick and Harry.
Mm-hmm.
And that for me, I guess, is how I think I could raise 800 or more.
Okay.
And what's the strategy? So what I would say is, from that, is you're already going through your first deal. Just have those conversations with those people now. And say, hey, by the way, because what you're doing is you're collapsing that time frame by doing this.
Yes.
You say all right. So you go onto LinkedIn. That's literally, I'm talking off before you even go home. You can sit here in one of the offices and go at this person, the CTO on LinkedIn, whoever it is. Hey, how you doing? Blah blah blah. I'm Tej. Nice to meet you. I'm in property. I give people a better return on their money. Practice your pitch. Think, what deals have you done? I'm actually in the middle of doing my first deal. Can I share the numbers with you and show you if you had invested in it, what you could have done?
Warming people
And they
up.
go, yeah, all right then. But the deal's already gone, so I'm not pitching you for anything. I'm just saying, can I show you? Yeah, okay, great. So what you've done now is you practiced presenting your deal. You practiced the pitch, and they may actually go, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Hurry up and buy another one.
Yes.
So you're loading up. Or they may go to you and go, nah, bollocks. Now, that could do two things. That may deflate you, or you make you more aggressive to find the next investor. But sometimes when you get those rejections, you need to readjust your pitch, and it's got everything to do with you. It's not their fault.
100%.
Yeah. So you got to keep readjusting your offering again and again and again, because once you've got that next deal lined up, you don't want to be going through that pitch because you're already going, I've got another deal, I've run out of money and things like that. So that's one way of doing it.
I'd add something else to that in the sense of right now, you've got the money to do your first deal.
Yeah.
So why aren't you trying to raise the money for the first deal? Because you've always got the capacity to buy the first one. So you've got nothing to lose right now. You should be swinging the bat knowing you've already hit the home run because you've got the cash to go.
And you can say to them, hey, look, if the deal goes completely wrong, I've got cash sitting in the bank account that you can just take.
Yeah. No, I get where you're coming from.
And you can start practicing what all their objections are going to be. So whether or not it's, you haven't got enough experience, great, well, I'm going through my first deal, but would you lend on a future deal? What security am I getting? all those questions that people are going to ask you, you need to come up with a clear, concise answer to alleviate that headache and, from a sales point of view, handle that objection. So how are you securing their money? Obviously, you've got a loan agreement in place. You might be giving them a CH1, or you might be giving them a second charge. You might be giving them a restriction or shares in a company. Whatever strategies you're doing or giving them to solve the objection or the challenge, that needs to be practiced early.
Yeah.
Because let's say that you do it how you're doing it at the moment. You're using all your money for the first deal, and once that's been a success, you're then going to raise money for the second deal. What happens if you find a great deal, but now you've got no money to do it? Now you're scrambling around, sounding desperate, like you're needing the money.
Yeah.
Whereas right now you don't need it, so ironically you won't sound needy, and you're more likely to get the money.
Yeah, no, I think that the combination of that is a great approach, because my approach was I was still looking for the deal, but I was then going to approach people with a deal ready to go. But of course, there's a risk that it doesn't work for them. But what you said is like what I do in recruitment, so I should freaking know this, is warm them up, give them the evidence, give them the source, show them who you are, make them want it. If they don't want it, fine. But others come back, show examples, and then soon enough, people will be coming to me and I'll be saying no to them.
Yeah.
And I think that, for like everyone watching this, super important. Because I guess courses don't really tell you this, they don't necessarily say be proactive and warm people up to this. They say, oh yeah, get a deal, get the money, it'll come together. But you have to make it come together. That's what you're saying.
And the thing is as well, like, you're perfect for this because you're the type of person that will treat people right. I don't know you well, but you're the type of guy that wants to make sure everyone's satisfied and happy. And from the way we've done it, we've had to raise our angel investment minimum to 250 grand. Well, if it's less than that, go find these other jumped up guys on Facebook, because we don't have the capacity to take on, you know, more and more clients like this, because the size of our we don't want to compartmentalize, you know, cross collateralize 5 angels in one deal.
Yeah, of
Because
course.
it's a sort of capital type of deal. So you're going to get to that stage where you're going to have to strategically create barriers, because you're going to create that sort of energy. But my number one thing that I made a mistake when I started was I only thought that I could raise money, I had to raise money from rich people. They have come from all walks of life. You know, like
100%.
your junkie mate down the road who you thought had nothing to do. He had a rich uncle or he had an inheritance. They come from all different corners. So everyone is a human being. Everyone's got some sort of value. If someone goes, oh, I don't have the money, no problem. If you find anyone else that does want to invest, I'm more than happy to give you an introduction fee.
Yeah.
So get them working for you.
Yeah, and then so on this, you raise the money. Like you both said, not every deal is get your money back out. In fact, most are not, potentially, depending on the strategy. You raise 800 grand, you give them an interest. Am I right in saying that, okay, say for example I borrowed 100 grand off someone, I managed to pull out 90 on a really good day. That 10 grand I would just pay because I have 10 grand lying about, or would I give them, because this is a question that people always ask, and I always try and get an answer. How do you pay someone a full loan back and interest if you're not getting all your money back out?
It's easier. I'll show you in the flip chart.
Oh,
Oh
nice.
damn, how are we gonna, okay.